So I find that true deal making is often misunderstood. People think of it as buying a business, but that's only 10% of it. There are a lot of other strategies which are a lot better, which is why you want to use those 90% of the time as a deal maker. Deal making is really, when you break it down, a form of alchemy. It's creating value out of thin air. So it's not like buying a business in that it's not the step-by-step process. You may decide that on a particular deal you want to do an acquisition, but in general, deal making isn't you do this, then you do that, then you're done. It's in reality a lot more of a kind of magical process. It's definitely an art, and you never want to think of it as this linear thing. It's much more complex than that. And if you're thinking of it in a linear way, then you miss out on all of the opportunities. And I see people that struggle with buying a business because they're not thinking of it as a true deal maker. So if you imagine the process, like, you're within this box, and you also have like all of these different circles that are intertwining every decision. And so every decision you make, every question that you ask, every connection that you make, it creates ripples throughout all of the deals that you have in your portfolio and future deals. So it's not about following this rigid sequence. It's more about understanding how every action and connection can impact the whole. And this is when you start to make those exponential kind of growth leaps. So when you get stuck thinking about deal making from a logical or straightforward path, you can fall into a trap and you miss out on the real magic that happens when you embrace the unpredictable, which is the true nature of the journey. So you want to ask yourself, are you just kind of ticking things off of a box? Are you engaging each step of the process and looking for how you can maximize those? And the other thing that you want to ask yourself is, are you willing to embrace uncertainty? Because the twists and turns that happen with each one of these deals, there's an opportunity to turn it into something of profit, or there's an opportunity that could turn into something that ends up detrimental. So because you are going to become a deal maker, if you're following me, one day you're probably going to end up in a situation where you're going to do a deal. You want to make sure that you're in a position to leverage the true alchemy of all of the assets that are around you, most of the time sitting dormant. It's not going to be a linear path, so you want to be prepared for that, but it will be a journey of transformation. So embrace the magic and let the alchemy unfold.